Hello everyone and welcome to another random video on the internet. Today we are taking a look at a matchup which I've seen floating around a bit and I've seen varying views on. Fang versus Golden S. Both are powerhouses in the world of One Punch Man and both were around at the same time and place in the story, so they could have very easily fought. For this video, we'll say Garou doesn't appear on the surface until much later, and Bang stays to fight Black S alongside Atomic Samurai, Darkshine, and the other heroes. Vomited Fear Ugly comes along, one thing leads to another, and Black S forms Golden S to punch Ugly into oblivion. From here, Bang, being the strongest of the remaining heroes, steps up to fight Golden S. So, how would a fight between Golden S and Bang go? We shall examine both characters and I'll give you my thoughts on who would win. Let's start with Bang because I feel like he's got the more concrete scaling of the two. The rank 3 S-class hero, Fang, is an immensely skilled and powerful martial artist. It is said that his skills have transcended the realm of mastery and risen to legendary levels. And for good reason too. Bang possesses the ultimate defensive martial art, the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist. With it, he can redirect and deflect an opponent's attacks at twice their original power, as well as accurately pinpoint and hit vital points on humanoid targets. This technique is so effective that he is able to redirect and deflect blows from Monster Garou's Roaring Aura Sky-Ripping Fist, which is said and shown to be strong enough to shatter Bang's bones with only a graze, meaning that the perfected Water Stream Fist can deflect attacks that are pretty much a one-shot tier above the old man himself. Skill isn't all that Bang has at his disposal. His power and speed are extremely impressive as well. But to cover him, we first have to cover the monster Garou that he fought. In his spiral form, Garou is able to match Darkshine's full power. Then Garou fully monsterizes and gains a monster shell. Monsterization in One Punch Man always results in a humongous power increase. Random internet nerds can go from nothing to being demon level. The one glasses dude from the tournament became so strong he could one-shot the person who one-shot him during the tournament, and so on. Regular dudes get bare minimum several one-shot tiers stronger through monsterizing. Garou's potential is insane, and the boost he'd get would be huge. Even if Garou's monsterization was already underway in his spiral form, and he only got a fraction of the full monsterization boost when evolving from that to his shell form, it would still be a massive amp. Then on top of this, Garou masters the Awakening Breath, a technique that pushes the body to its limits, and the Exploding Heart Release Fist that pushes the body beyond its limits. With both of these martial arts combined, Garou would get another big increase on top of monsterization. Many claim that since Garou is sleeping, he is weaker than he would be if he was awake, and therefore Bang shouldn't scale to away Garou. But both of the martial arts that Garou is utilizing in his fight with Bang draw out the very best his body has to offer. His muscles would be working at full capacity, and the fact that he's sleeping wouldn't be nerfing his speed or power. Because again, he's using techniques that specifically push his body to and beyond the limit. Garou's muscle coordination and battle intelligence would maybe be nerfed, but his overall speed and power here should scale too, or at the very least near him when he fights Platinum S and Flashy Flash initially. In fact, you can even argue that Garou might be stronger during his fight with Bang than he was against Platinum S initially, because against Bang, Garou was unconsciously combining every single martial art he's learned, whereas against Platinum S, he doesn't start doing that until later into their fight. On top of this, the combination martial art that Garou uses against Platinum S is still imperfect and implied to be weaker than the Roaring Aura Sky-Ripping Fist because he specifically pulls that technique out against Sage Centipede later on to deliver more devastating blows. Why would he go back to using a weaker martial art form if his Godslayer Fist was already above the Aura Fist? It wouldn't really make sense. All this is very impressive for Bang because Garou is actually able to hurt Platinum S in this form without using the Roaring Aura Sky-Ripping Fist. You can see his punches deal damage to Platinum's face twice before Garou actually starts combining his martial arts. This is the same Garou who Bang was taking punches to the face from without going down. Not to say Bang is more durable than Platinum, as Bang was taking more visible damage than Platinum was, but Bang's durability shouldn't be too far beneath Platinum S's. For more info on this, please check out this video by Professor Fiction on Bang vs Flashy Flash. I think it's a really good breakdown. But back to the scaling, Silver Fang is able to take hits from this Garou, who should scale to Platinum S's durability, and trade blows with him. He is reacting to Garou and actually shown to be slightly faster than him, as during their final clash, Bang is able to land a solid blow while Garou only lands a graze. Bang is also able to damage Garou slightly with his bare fists. All this as while Bang is refusing to utilize the Exploding Heart release fist, which would amp his power and speed even further. The old man is also taking the time to correct Garou's technique and instruct him on how to fight better. It's only when Garou starts utilizing the Roaring Aura Sky Ripping Fist that he begins overwhelming Bang hard and one-shots him at the end of their fight. So overall, Bang is definitely a top-tier combatant in the Hero Association, and should be capable of putting up a good fight even against characters like Platinum S, at least until Platinum S stops holding back his speed. But in terms of strength and durability, Bang should be capable of taking hits from Platinum and dishing out some damage too. So if Bang at all scales to Platinum, surely he demolishes Golden S, right? Well, let's see. When it comes to feats, Golden S is a bit lacking. He only has 3 major showings: bullying Vomited Fear Ugly, who scales to full confidence Darkshine, one-shotting mentally broken Darkshine, and intercepting an attack from Sunblade Atomic Samurai. Sunblade Atomic and Golden S both only scale to each other and above Homeless Emperor, I guess, so their clash can't really be used to scale Golden S to anything. And the other 2 showings we have of Golden are only enough to put him above Darkshine's level of power, who isn't all that impressive compared to Bang, unfortunately. Like seriously, look at the difference here. Golden S punches Ugly a few times and leaves a few marks. Garou straight up kicks through Ugly's body. This is after he stopped using the Roaring Aura Fist. The same Garou who shouldn't be significantly above Bang level power-wise, and is slightly inferior to Bang speed-wise. I don't think Bang's skin could withstand the acid of Fear Ugly as Garou's shell did, but in terms of sheer power, Silver Fang should be capable of replicating this feat. And before you say anything, Golden S is specifically stated to be acid resistance because he has the properties of gold, so this wouldn't really scale him to Bang durability-wise. But now on to the juicy stuff. The main thing that Golden S has going for him in the One Punch Man community is that his cell count is actually only marginally lesser than Platinum S's. Golden S is made up of 43 trillion cells, whereas Platinum has 54 trillion. This is a difference of around 20%, give or take. And this is after Golden S lost his right arm, which is made up of 12 trillion cells according to him. So P Golden S would actually have 55 trillion cells, which is more than Platinum S. This would indicate Golden S is actually stronger and possibly faster than Platinum S. However, there are, let's just say, many problems with this. Firstly, Platinum S is considered the true form of Black S, and his birth specifically is said to be the ultimate combination, a perfect merger. This implies that it should be superior to Golden S, so even if there's less cells, the boost from the fusion should be greater. This is supported by several characters. Atomic Samurai, who personally fought Golden S, is amazed that Golden S can grow stronger by merging, and when Platinum emerges, Kamikaze is astonished by his ki. Again, this same Atomic Samurai fought Golden S and never reacted to him that way. And judging from Atomic's reaction, the difference between Golden and Platinum is definitely way more than 20%. On top of this, when Platinum fights Flashy Flash, he remarks, "Is this the highest level a single human can reach?" implying he believes Flashy is superior to Atomic Samurai, who could cut Golden S. Some might say Atomic had monster eyes at that point, so Platinum wouldn't consider him human anymore, but I don't believe this to be the case because the sword is what made Atomic stronger. I guess you could argue that Golden S wouldn't consider Atomic Samurai a single human with the Sunblade, but still, the interpretation that Flashy is above Atomic is definitely very consistent with the rest of the series. Another case for Platinum being way stronger than Golden is that upon encountering King, Golden S is very cautious and advises all the cadres present to fight together against him. Black S also monologues about how King views them all as ants and doesn't consider any of them, Golden S included, to be actual threats to him. However, when Platinum S is born, he's suddenly very confident that he can not only beat King, but do so instantly. If the difference between Golden and Platinum was only 20%, he would not be this confident against the guy who literally considered Golden S an ant in Black S's eyes. Now for the last argument I can think of for Golden S, it is stated that a single Black S cell is as strong as an A-class hero. Determine how strong an A-class hero is, multiply that by 54 trillion, and you should get how strong Golden S is. The calcs for this go up to multi-continental. So if Golden S is multi-continental, surely he beats Bang up really badly. However, this is actually false twice. Firstly, the A-class hero statement comes from Homeless Emperor when he's trying to intimidate Zombie Man. How would Homeless know exactly how strong a single Black S cell is? It's not really reliable data. Secondly, we straight up see what a single Black S cell looks like and he thinks he can't even beat a puppy. When we see the regular Black S bodies in the Monster Association arc, there's still combinations of many cells. This isn't what a single cell actually looks like. This is. Now, with this taken into account, the calculations for Golden S would come out way lower. In fact, this actually becomes an invalid way to scale Golden or Platinum S because the calculations come out too small. Like, town level to city level. This shows that the cells aren't added linearly during fusion, but instead there's some level of multiplication involved. This would also explain why Platinum S, despite only having 20% more cells, is so much stronger than Golden S. This is where things get extremely weird for One Punch Man scaling as a whole though. It would make sense for Platinum to be multi-continental based off the fact that Garou goes from two-shotting him to taking multiple blows to damage Sage Centipede, who is small planetary. However, if Platinum S is multi-continental, then Bang, Flashy Flash, and by extension many other characters should scale to or at least near that level. I don't know about you, but multi-continental Bang is a pretty hard pill to swallow for me. So then we just say Platinum S isn't multi-continental, right? Problem solved. Well, no, Garou takes 2 blows to kill Platinum S and then goes on to damage Sage Centipede, who has concrete scaling to small planet level. It wouldn't really make sense for Garou to just randomly jump from being below multi-continental to suddenly being small planetary in half a chapter. Thankfully, there's actually an easy workaround around this. You see, I actually found a way to debunk the small planet calc for Sage Centipede. The speed in that calc was done a bit haphazardly, and I found a way to downgrade this calc from small planet level to simply continental in durability, and lower than that in attack potency. Which could fix a lot of things with the scaling for Platinum S, which could fix things for Bang and so on. I would go into detail about the calc and how I got to this point, but then I found out that, whoops, there's another calc for Sage Centipede being small planet level using a different method, so me working on this calc was completely pointless. The inconsistency remains. Either Garou grew massively stronger in the half a chapter it took to get from Platinum's defeat to Sage's arrival, or Bang, and by extension all of these guys, are multi-continental or higher. One Punch Man is kind of full of moments like this, to be honest. Genos grows strong enough to match Sairochi's bare minimum multi-continental to small planet level beams, and still thinks destroying a meteor is impressive. Garou, who did this, thinks Saitama being tougher than a mountain is impressive. Bang is hyped up in the databooks for being able to smash rocks. And that is not even mentioning the disgusting inconsistencies in Sage's size. One Punch Man, just like many other stories, kind of has inconsistent power scaling, and that's just kind of something we sort of have to accept. But I digress. Overall, wacky attack potency scaling aside, there's one last thing that I would like to quickly address before we move on to conclusions. Golden and Black S think King is very impressive for beating Elder Centipede in a single blow. When Platinum first appears, he is confident he can no-diff King. This would imply that Platinum is way stronger than Elder Centipede, who Bang and Bomb couldn't beat. I could see an argument being made that this should mean Bang doesn't scale to Platinum at all, but there's a pretty easy counter to this. It is never once implied that Black S can sense power levels in the same way someone like Goro can. There is just no way for him to know how strong or durable Elder Centipede is. Therefore, his perception of Elder Centipede could just be too low. He could be underestimating Elder, so Bang can still scale to Platinum as in strength and durability, and Elder would just have superior durability to both of them. Yeah, I know that might sound pretty wild, but just remember all the scaling for Bang from earlier. But overall, I think you see where I'm going with this matchup. Golden S has no scaling to Platinum S, whereas Bang should scale to Platinum S's durability and attack potency to a decent degree, as well as scale to his suppressed speed. This should put Bang comfortably above Golden S in raw stats. Maybe you could argue Golden S should be more durable or physically stronger, but it wouldn't be to the point where he can just bypass the Water Stream Fist. Bang would still be faster and would just deflect Golden S's attacks back at him with double the force until Golden S was unable to continue fighting. Golden S is smart and he'd pretty quickly figure out that attacking Bang is not the best idea. He'd probably focus more on defense, which really doesn't help him because then Bang would just pepper him with blows. His fist could tear cracks in Garou's monster shell, so they definitely should be able to make dents in Golden S's skin, and at worst, Bang always has the option of resorting to the exploding heart release fist, something which he would be much more willing to do against Golden S than he was against Garou. Since Garou wasn't only his student, but also a representation of Bang himself when he was younger during his ruffian days, and Bang wanted to prove to himself and to his brother that he wasn't like that anymore, so he refused to use his old bloodthirsty style of combat. In a way, the fight between Garou and Bang was also a fight between the young Bang and the old Bang. In conclusion, I believe that Silver Fang would defeat Golden S. But what about you? Do you agree? Disagree? Everyone has their own view on the series, and I'm curious to see what you guys think about this fight, and especially about the whole multi-continental small planet thing with Sage and Platinum. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I wish you an awesome rest of your day. Goodbye.